Oh, I am so excited. This will be my first con since I had the baby. So I asked for a copy of the Future Fashion Folio. If you remember, I did enter this before. 2 years ago, I made the Lolita Goth kilt. I did that in 57 days. 57 days from when I decided that I was going to make that kilt to the con, or when I had to leave for the con. This time around, I have 65 days until I have to leave for the con to make what I chose. This lovely design by the amazing Trixie Lou Wolfe, who, yes, if you have a good memory about the Lolita Goth kilt, she was also the designer for that. She really does a great job of kind of goth, Lolita, cute, food related designs. This design is called Cuppy Cake, and I'm gonna make it. I have started a notebook, boom, with yes, how many days I have left to make this happen. The first thing I did was look at the design and figure out what are the components that I need to make. So she is wearing a skirt, looks to be fairly, I don't think it's quite pencil skirt, somewhere in between pencil skirt and A-line. Fairly straight, not much flare. There's a little bit maybe at the bottom, but not much. Fairly simple skirt. She has both anklets and bracelets that kind of look to be beaded. I will take a look at the craft stores, and if I can find candy themed beads, that would be perfect, or cherries. The bodice I am interpreting as like the paper cup of a cupcake. I am thinking of crocheting that. It's me. Of course I need to have a crocheted element in what I do, or I like to have crocheted elements in what I do. There looks to be some sort of blouse underneath that bodice. Fairly simple, sleeveless or just like cap sleeve. I'm gonna go with sleeveless but loose, poofy kind of blouse, as if it was the frosting on the cupcake. You may notice very, very top. Yes, there is a cherry on top of this cupcake. I'm thinking of crocheted bun cover to make that cherry. And I already have ideas about how I can style my hair to get that cute little bob effect with all of this. Oh yeah, I can pull it off. The dog. I have ideas for this. I may have to borrow one of my daughter's stuffed animals, but the dog appears to have anklets as well. You can only really see two in the image. The dog is also wearing a lovely little necker, and yes, has a cherry on top as well. Pattern. I am thinking about using this Simplicity pattern. It is Simplicity 8248, 1930s vintage. I think the skirt looks pretty good. The line art may have it be a little fuller than her design, but not much. Again, it kind of looks like there's a bit of a flare at the bottom, and that will give enough room to move and walk on stage, but not be full like a circle skirt. For the sleeveless blouse thing underneath, I am thinking about adapting and Frankensteining the blouse. I'll explain more about my ideas when I get to that stage. And you never know, I might change my mind 100 times between now and when I actually make it. The bodice parts, like the cupcake wrapper thing, looks fairly structured. Crochet, I mean, depending upon what yarn you use, could be very structured. But I'm thinking of using some pink cotton that I have in my stash. That's not going to be secure enough. So I'm thinking of putting a corset underneath it. I mean, this is a pretty simple, basic corset pattern. Just adapting it so that it goes straight across, no little shoulder things. And same thing straight at the bottom. That's my plan. A crochet corset, kinda. A crocheted covered corset. Okay. I think what I need to do now is read through the patterns, figure out what pattern pieces I need, what I need to buy. I need a shopping list because yes, I need to get on this. The young miss and I will go into town tomorrow and do some shopping. So pattern pieces, shopping list, and then if I'm really, really lucky, I will start cutting out pattern pieces tonight. Maybe dig out my yarn. That's a lot. I better get to this. And of course, I'm off the chart. This goes up, both of the patterns go up to a size 20. I am apparently bigger than a size 20. They assume you're making a dress. They don't provide how much material you need if you're only making the skirt or the blouse. I'm sure this is riveting content. Where does the zipper go? Patterns, yardage. Oh. Than when I made a 4-piece kilt suit. I can do this. Okay. Well, I have finished cutting out the pieces from the Simplicity pattern. So I have 2 pattern pieces for the skirt. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the blouse. One of the ways that I keep track of things when I'm doing a more complicated project, I don't know if you can see this here, I write out what the pattern is, what pattern pieces I need, and then as I cut them out, I cross them out so that I know what numbers do I need to find on these huge, gigantic pieces of tissue. And once I have opened a pattern, I can never get them back into these little envelopes. I'm just not that skilled. So I put everything into a Ziploc bag. The envelope I put in first, so it's up front. Then I'm going to put in the pattern pieces that are not cut out yet that I am not using for this project. I'm going to take the Spanish directions and put that in next so that there's a layer between the pieces that I'm not using and the pieces that I am using. I'm going to make sure everything is going to lay nice and flat. I don't want them to get all crinkled and It's not fun when they do that. Now, normally I would put the instructions in last at the very top, usually with the side where you can see the line art and the pattern number. But I'm going to put that in on, actually, there's 2 pieces. Okay, changed my mind. I'm going to use 1 page of the pattern instructions to go in between the 2 parts of this. So the skirt and the blouse are going to be separate. That way, when I come to make probably the skirt, I like skirts. When I start to make the skirt, I don't have to rummage through all of the pattern pieces that I've cut out to figure out, oh, where are the 2 that I need? And then I'm able to zip it up. So on one side, you can see the envelope. On the other side, you have the line art. And then I know what it is. Well, I think that is enough work on this project for tonight. All right, went shopping today to the fabric store. So let's see what I have in here. First off, they had a sale on thread. I'm going to need white and black, and yes, it was a good sale, and you held the spools of thread for me. You were very helpful. I need black and white for this project, but you can never have enough black and white thread. An invisible zipper for the skirt, some twill tape for corset binding, hooks and eyes. Oh, I'm not sure how that wound up into my cart, but it did. Fusible interfacing, some white cotton, very, very simple. Material for the skirt. Isn't that just perfect? I found cupcake beads. Are those not perfect? I may not have all of my materials yet, but I certainly have a good start and can actually begin to make this outfit. So I think that might be where I leave you for this video. If you liked this, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see the other videos in the making of this outfit, make sure you subscribe. Until next time, have fun, be creative, and take care.